Just making a short video just to show you how to change a shock absorber on a 1 series, same setup as well on a 3 series. So the reason why this shock's been changed is because, as you can see, it's very oily, so the oil has leaked out of this shock, and you can see it's been leaking down here. So this shock does need to be replaced. Also experiencing the clicking noise from this side. So to get this shock off, what you need to do is have a look. As you can see here, you need to get this track rod end, so you're going to have to undo this nut. On the other side, again, you're going to have to undo this nut, and again underneath, you have a look underneath here, again you're going to have to undo this nut as well. So you've got to get all 3 of them ball joints off, then that will then allow you to bring the shock down. Also, what you're going to have to do is take the back caliper off. So to do that, you're going to have to undo some carrier bolts. There's one there at the top, and if you have a look round, again there's also one just there at the bottom as well. So I'll start doing these, we'll record it as we go along. Also, sorry, one here for the anti-roll bar link, that'll also have to be undone. So as you can see, I've got the first ball joint off. So one thing I advise you to do is wire brush all of this down, get it really clean, and if you even want to clean the thread out, I use a Stanley blade. Sometimes I just cut into the thread like this just to get rid of any corrosion actually in the thread. Put some WD-40 on there and some grease, and this will come off. Really important that you give this a good clean, because if you don't, the nut will get stuck halfway and you won't be able to remove it. It'll get stuck and you can get into some real problems then. So it is worth just spending a lot of time cleaning these threads up. Having did it though, and did it with this gun here, as you see, it has impact wobbly and also then a 21mm socket. So the impact wobbly just allows the speed from the gun then to be transmitted to the nut, and it takes it straight off. So just going to get on with the other arm now. So I'm just going to give you a demonstration here with the gun. So this one just goes straight on. If I get the gun, see, straight off. Really worth having the powerful gun to be able to do that. You see the thread has been cleaned, greased, and you see there it just pops straight out, so no issues whatsoever. This is the same with the other arm, but we'll take the caliper off now first. So I've took the anti-roll bar nut off and I've pushed the link out. So what I've done to get the link out is, as you can see here, got a big bar, and I've got that there, an anti-roll bar, and just on the inside it's just on a mount, so it's not touching any of the trims, and I just leave that down. Then that allows me to pop a link out from the hole. Looking underneath now, as you can see, all the suspension arms here are loose and out of the way, so all the ball joints are out, so this is all loose now. Disconnected the sensor. I'm just going to take the disc off, then I can put all this down as one. To do that, I need to undo the 3 nuts, so 1, 2 and 3. Then this shock will be off, so I'll do that and I'll update the video once I've got all this off, so you can see what's going on. So we've got the suspension off now, so this is what it looks like when it's off the car. So let's see, that's where the 2 bolts went through, this is where the 3 ball joints went through. Let's see now, what we need to do is we need to undo this bolt. Then what we need to do is open this up, and then we can pull the shock out, and then we can go about stripping this unit down, swapping the parts over. So I've got the nut and bolt out, so it did take a bit of convincing to knock it out with the hammer. And what I've done then is, as you can see, I've whacked an Allen key part in there. So what I do is I whack the flat sides in first. So I'm trying to think if this was an Allen key. I whack the flat sides in there, obviously this one's too big, and then what I do then is I twist it like this, and as you can see then that opens up the shock. Once that happens, then I'll spray some WD in there, and as you can see now, let's try and hold this still. As you can see, the shock is loose, so I can just move this shock out now. It's kind of hard for me to hold the camera and do this, but as you can see now, the shock is loose and it comes out quite easily. So I'll do that, and then we'll get the clamps set up, and I'll show you how to remove the spring and the actual shock. So on these BMWs, they're very, very tight, these springs to get off, so the shock is a lot smaller than what the spring is. So even if you can press the spring fully, you won't get it into it. What you need to do is hook it round the top mount, like this, as you can see, and then onto the spring, and then do them all up. What I do is I do the 2 springs up, the outer ones that are on there, and then as you can see, this one is a bit not quite on there as good as what you'd want it, but it is on there. And then once I've clamped up as much as I can, I put these other 2 outer springs on there just for backups, just to hold them just before I undo the top nut. So once that's all set up, and as you can see, it's raised it off the bottom, should be good to go. So there's no tension on the struts now. So I'll undo that top nut, and then I'll replace this shock and top mount. So once you've all got it all back together, it should have something that looks like this. You should be able to just spin that. You should be able to move nice and freely. Then all you need to do is just to reverse what you did to take it off, and the job's all good. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you.